Today I want to talk on a topic called the five curves of a man. I'll say it again. The five curves of a man. You might be wondering, what do I mean by the five curves of a man? But I will start with the definition of the curves of a man before I go into the five curves of a man. The curves of a man is a metaphorical concept which focuses more on the distinctive qualities a man should possess to clearly define himself as a real man. Yes, the distinctive qualities that a man should possess to define himself as a real man. And we'll go to the first one, which is the curve of integrity. And the curve of integrity focuses more on ethics and morals. As a man, it is quite important that you possess some level of ethics and morality, because this is the first set of compass that leads you through life. It is a compass that shows you whether what you are doing is right or what you're doing is wrong. It is your guiding compass, like I said. It shows you your bearing. So a man without morality and ethics tend to make mistakes. So what makes you a refined man is your ability to be principled with morals and ethics. Yes, we live in a world where temptation rages, and we are at a crossroad of trying to do the right thing, doing the right thing. Most times, we live in a world where compromise is the order of the day. But we need to start learning on how we can be able to apply morals and ethics. It is beyond the religious perspective. It's about you telling yourself the honest truth that morality is important, because it guides you in your decision, it guides you on your lifestyle, it guides you on your approach to things. Then being ethical, it reflects on your life, how you work with people, your relationships with people, in your workspace, in your family. Ethics. Number 2, curves of responsibility. Curves of responsibility focuses more on a real man taking responsibility for his actions, fulfilling his duties, and also taking care of people that depends on him. It is quite important that as a man that you need to develop some sense of responsibility, especially for your actions and for your decisions. And also, it's also important that as a man you exist to perform some certain duties as a leader, as a strategist, as a counselor, as a shepherd. Yes, even before you get married or before you become a father, you have to develop that sense of responsibility to your family, to yourself, and to your dependents, to where you work. You have to develop that spirit of responsibility. Responsibility brings out your potentialities. It brings out your strength. It brings out a lot of capabilities that you never knew that you could undertake. So what makes a man is his ability to show some level of visible responsibility. It's not all about just being a man. Being a man comes with a task. You have to understand it. You have to be responsible. You have to take up your duties. You have to be accountable. You have to be reliable. So that is all enshrined in the curves of responsibility. Number 3, the curves of compassion. It is very important for a man to show compassion, sympathy, empathy, and kindness. Doing that helps you to understand life better. It helps you to share in people's experiences and also learn from their experiences. When you keep yourself away from people, when you are so unsympathetic, or when you lack empathy for people, it tends to chase away people away from you. It keeps you in the dark. You live in your own world of struggles and pain. Empathy is very healthy for a real man. and it helps us to understand situations. It helps us to become more human or more humane in our approach towards things. So as a real man, it is expected that you show some level of kindness, some level of empathy to your family, to your friends, to your neighbors, to your colleagues at work. So as a real man, you should be able to develop some level of empathy, kindness, compassion, and sympathy to people. You have to be there for people. You have to share in their grief, in their joy. You have to display acts of kindness because it helps you. Like if you're a young man now and from the very beginning you have not shown some level of kindness, some level of empathy and compassion, it will be difficult for you to display such qualities in your marriage, because in your marriage or in your future workspaces, because you are uptight, you are emotionally bottlenecked. And so the truth of the matter is that it is quite important to have this cause, because it deals with emotion. And that emotion fuels you to understand the colorations of human feelings, human feelings in the world. So the curves of compassion is very important for you as a man. It is very, very, very important. So I will advise every man out there to have that curves of compassion. Number 4, the curves of perseverance. The curves of perseverance. This curve focuses more on resilience and determination. It is not easy to be a man. Yes, I will agree. It's not easy because we are being faced with some harsh challenges. We are faced with resistances, obstructions, situations that overwhelm us. It is quite important that we face most of these challenges with a resilient spirit, with a warrior spirit. I know most times we might feel downcast, we might feel depressed, we might feel that this situation is overwhelming us, but we have to approach these situations with resilience and determination. I myself, that is speaking, have been on that crossroads so many times where I will complain, I will lament, I'll be like, this thing is too much for me. I can't endure this anymore. I'm stretched out. I am exhausted. I'm drained. I'm confused. I'm frustrated. Yes, such situations happen. If you say that as a man you have not faced challenges that has overwhelmed you, then you are lying. So it's the difference in women addressing our challenges might be the approach, but it's always encouraged that you should apply resilience and determination, because that is your driving factor, that is your motivation. Because the race we run as men is more of like a marathon. We are trying to reach the finish line in our careers, in our responsibility as fathers, as sons, as brothers, as people working in a company or in a workspace or an organization. So the journey of a man is like a marathon. You keep on running. The run can be so exhausting. It can drain your strength. So you have to understand that in the journey of being a man, you have to be resilient and determined. No matter how many times you are depressed, no matter how many times you fall you fall on your knees, you have to stand up. You have to tell yourself that you must be resilient. You must be determined to reach your goals. So you must adopt the curves of perseverance. Number 5, the curves of humility. It is quite important for a man to possess the quality of humility. It is very, very, very important because it draws people close to you and it creates an environment where you are open to learn from people. You know, the issue with pride is pride makes you to feel that you know it all. It makes you to be so rigid. It makes you to feel that you're so sufficient. You are enough for yourself. It makes you feel like you're on the top of the world. Humility is a gate opener to a lot of opportunities. You have to show some level of humility. That what makes you a real man. Yes, I understand. We should not, let us just get it clear. We should not mistake dignity for pride. Pride has its own attribute. It has its own character, and most times pride tends to destroy a man. This is a major issue for men. It's even I myself have been in some situations where have displayed pride instead of displaying humility. It is one common. It is in our hormones. It's in our genetics as men to show that pride. This character tends to come to appear in your family relationship, your marriage, your workspace, and all that. But as a real man, you have to show some level of humility, because, like I said, humility is a gate opener. It brings, it attracts people instead of pushing people away from you. It makes you to open up to a lot of perspectives. It creates an openness for you to listen to people, to listen to advices, counsel, suggestions, and all that. So as a real man, you have to show some level of humility, and also humility for you as a real man will help you to interact with people around your environment. This humility is it looks like a simple word, but it's ambiguous. It covers everything in your life. The way you live your life, the way you do things, like even the choices you make, you have to apply humble choices. Like for instance, now maybe I just got a job newly and I'm being paid for maybe 200,000 a month, and I'm telling myself that I want to buy a Highlander Jeep with a space of 3 to. I'm not being humble about my decision. If I'm telling myself that, okay, I want to get a Peugeot 305 that I can be driving on the road, or a Honda Civic I can be driving, it's possible. Starting humbly. So the curves of humility reflects on your decisions that you make as a man, on your planning, on your relationship with people. It reflects on your character as a man, your openness to people's ideas, to people's advices, counsel, and direction. So as a real man, you should be able to have humility and suppress that hormonal pride that you have. I understand it's quite common, like I said, for a man to have pride, but it's always advisable that you checkmate your pride and apply humility.